friends, it is Lady Draws a Lot. I am an illustrator and a comic book artist, and I am here today with another unboxing, using, and review of Sketchbox. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I was totally unprepared to make this video today. This Sketchbox came in my mail and I was a little bit dumbfounded. I kind of stared at it for a moment. It just did not compute. Did I order something from Sketchbox and I forgot I did that? No. You know what it is? It's May. It's May! When did it become May? When did that happen? What happened to April?
What year is it?
The only explanation I have for this is that I time traveled. Or I'm not paying attention. But the time traveling thing, I think that's what happened. I lost a month, apparently. My goodness, time flies sometimes. This month has been very busy for me, so it flew by. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. Luckily, I'm in a really good mood today. I'm kind of riding high. The comic series I'm working on got a good review, and I'm just really excited about that, and really excited about working on the rest of this series. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I'll link that all below. Otherwise, let's get to this. If this is the first time you're joining me, what I do with these sketch boxes is I unbox them on camera. Everything in there is a surprise to me, and then I use whatever came in the box to create art, and then I give you my first impressions of the supplies and let you know how they performed and if I would buy them again if I would buy them again. I was gonna say with my own money, but I subscribe to this. I am a subscriber. I doubt Sketchbox knows I exist other than part of their mailing list to send me these things at a time when I least expect them. I will give Sketchbox a lot of credit. They are really good on their shipping times. They are the first subscription box to come in my mailbox every month. I subscribe to Art Snacks as well, and then a couple other things that are just completely unrelated to art. But this is always the first one, right on time, and I give Sketchbox a lot of credit for that. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's give her a shake. Now it's quite light, actually. And it's not really, I wouldn't say it's clunky. There's more of a rattle. It's light and kind of rattly. I almost want to make a prediction of what's going to be in there. I'm going to say colored pencils or watercolor pencils or something like that, because it just feels really light. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know what's in here. Let's find out. Why don't we? I'm excited. You're excited. Let's get excited and let's get creative. right, so here is what we have for the May box. I couldn't have been more wrong with the colored pencil guess, and I am so pleasantly surprised. Let's start with this here. So this is the Magnani Toscana block. This is a 140-pound cotton paper. It's 15 sheets of paper in there, and it's round. Like, wow, how different, and what a different way to work. Like, normally we're used to squares, right? Square pads of paper, that's how they come. This is such a different shape. I'm being so obvious right now. This is a very unique pad of paper, and I'm looking forward to being creative with that. Then we have this Sketchbox Signature Tri-Wedge brush. Now, I've not seen a brush like this. Check it out. Check out this tip. It is like a triangle. I am fascinated by this and so interested to see what kind of lines it does. So excited to try that out. Here we have the Liquitex Acrylic Gouache. It says you can mix it with these other gouaches here in order to create different shades and hues, tints, and things like that, or you can use it on its own for stark highlights. And then we've got the Holbien Artist's Gouache in colors light ochre, mitosis blue, hummingbird blue, and peony. According to Sketchbox, these finely ground pigments offer superior color and opacity. You can either dilute them to create washes or use them straight up for their opaque color punch. Okay, and then we have the Copic Multiliner in Cobalt. So let's check out the tip on this. Very fine. This does dry to waterproof, so you can use it for your initial sketch and then use the gouaches over that, or use this after you've made a painting to pull out details and highlights and things, not highlights, details, do detail work. Or you can use it both ways. So I'm excited to try it out. Let me get my art table set up with some water, and we'll get started. All right, so here is where I landed on my marble painting. I'll just set that aside. Okay, so let's talk about everything. Oh, this includes this paper. Everything that came in the Sketchbox this month. Okay, we'll start with the gouache here, and I'm gonna kind of, we'll start with the colors, I suppose. This Holbien Artist Gouache, I think this is a gouache that performs really nicely. You only need a tiny bit for it to be able to kind of mix with water or your white gouache or acrylic, and you're off to colorland. These were able to be mixed with water and absolutely do a very light wash, or if you really want a heavy color, you can dilute them less and less to get as much color as you're needing. According to Art Snacks, the retail price for these is $6 each. I don't think that's a bad price. And of course, check Dick Blick to see what they have. The other thing, what price they have, I should say. The other thing that's nice about these that I will comment, the color that you see on the outside of the tube is exactly what I saw on my palette coming out and on the paper as well. So that's not always that way. So I do want to comment that that was very nice. It's true to its shade range here that they have on the tubes. So $6 a piece. Would I buy them again? Yes. You could get away with buying just a very basic color set, because of course then you can mix and match and get whatever colors you need, and you're going to be using just a tiny bit at a time, because these are small tubes and they look, I mean, that doesn't look like much product, but like I said, you just need a tiny little bit, and they go, you know, surprisingly a long way. Now, as for this Liquitex acrylic gouache, this was in fact able to mix with the other gouache colors to create shades, and it also used straight up as like a highlighter as well. So I did find this to be opaque, and I believe, yes, it says it has excellent light fastness, so that shouldn't fade over time, which is nice. So this white acrylic gouache from Liquitex retails, according to Art Snacks, Sketchbox, for $6.50, and that's for a 0.74 ounce. I think this is a solid choice for an acrylic gouache. If you are looking for one, this is going to do exactly what you need it to do. That said, I do think it's worth its price point. Again, check Dick Blick website for maybe a better price on that even. Okay, so then we have the Copic Multiliner in Cobalt. This multiliner is water and Copic proof. So if you know, Copic markers are alcohol based, and sometimes it's really tough to find pens or liners that will work with alcohol based markers, and you know, Copic knocks it out of the park. Their multiliners work seamlessly with their markers. The point on this is fine, and there is no line weight to it. It's a liner, and it does exactly what it says. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. So no complaints. Retail price on this, according to Sketchbox, is $3.99, and yes, I would buy it at that price because I do work with Copic markers, and for that reason, I do enjoy having these Copic multiliners around, and it's a reliable brand. I truly believe that if you're buying a Copic product, you are most likely going to be happy with it. That's been my experience. I have not tried a Copic product that I've not been happy with, I'll say that. Okay, so then we have the Sketchbox Signature Tri Wedge Brush. So this was a very interesting brush. The tip, the fine line, fine detail that you can get with this tip was kind of surprising. And it holds quite a bit of paint too if you load it up. I think this was a nice brush to use, and I'm not sure how much of a benefit there is to this sort of triangle tip, this wedge tip, as opposed to like an angled brush. But I'd like to keep working with it and seeing, you know, the range of what it can do. So this brush, according to Sketchbox, the retail price on it is $15, and that is not bad for a brush that is quite versatile in the different types of strokes you can get. So worth the price, I'd say. Okay, now we get to the Magnani Toscana block. Okay, so at first glance, I got super excited about a circle pad of paper. Then I tried to take off a sheet, and then I immediately understood why they don't make circle pads of paper. Every single sheet of this paper that I took off is torn all the way around the edges. It is hard to get out of this pack. Every sheet, no matter how carefully I took it out, I took out 6 sheets. They're all torn around the edges. So I don't have any complaints with like the surface of it and the actual paper itself. It's this ridiculous shape, and it's all, there's glue around all the edges. What do they call that? Binding. Thank you, brain. Thank you, brain. There's this binding all around the edges, with the exception of this little mark here, which they're marking where you're supposed to, you know, take your paper from. But it just ends up ripping the paper. And then what's the point of having a circle if it's not a nice circle? Just get yourself a nice pad of watercolor paper and cut a circle out. That's my advice. Don't buy this. Don't do it. Sketchbox says it's $12.99. Take your $12.99, throw it in the garbage if that's what you want to do. Don't buy this. Only you can prevent companies from making terrible pads of paper. Don't buy them, then they won't make them. So don't buy this. Okay. I think that was the most passionate I've been about a product thus far, but I'm gonna be honest, that is a waste. I don't think I would take it if someone was trying to give it to me. Nope, don't do it. Okay, now that I got that out of my system, that's all I have for you today, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you guys next time. Bye.